Hello, Rectangle video. Today we're going to take a look at the Hoenn Cup here with the Shadow Sableye in the lead, and this Pokemon is very cool in this current meta. This Pokemon basically threatens nearly every Pokemon in the meta, so like there's no real hard answer for this one here, which allows it to basically win nearly every lead, other than like more, for example, like Charmy, that's like the Gardevoir or the Delcatty. But other than this, you can basically stay in every lead, try to play it out, and there's usually always like one scenario which you would win against the opponent, so you can try to play for that one. And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. We're going to have a backline that's going to be very good together. For example, you have the Registeel, which are going to be very good against a lot of Pokemon in this meta, especially like those flying type Pokemon. But also, you're going to have then in the back the Pelipper, which will be able to counter those counters for the Registeel, which are going to be, for example, the Swampert or the Medicham. So what you usually want to try, to play out the lead here, which is going to allow you here, for example, to get one Pokemon completely down and the next one basically into red health, which is really amazing. We will be able to now go ahead and go for one Zap Kill against the opponent's Medicham here, because we'll basically get the attack drop as well. And we can now go into our Pelipper, go for one Weather Ball, forcing the opponent to, I think, let this move go through as well. And yeah, the opponent basically has no chance at this point of anymore. Even if they go for the Hurricane and they would knock me out there was no chance for me to lose there, as I can lock on them down and Weather Ball doesn't really do too much damage. Next game, the worst lead possible, we're going to face off against a Shadow Gardevoir. Here I should have went for the charge move earlier, but they swap out perfectly into their own Sableye. I can go for one bait here. Let's see if they're going to shield this move up or not. They do shield this move up, which is amazing for me, as I can now go ahead and shield up their move as well. Going to be a foul play. This time around, I'm going to go ahead and go for another Weather Ball here as well. Going to be able to get hopefully another shield, but I don't. I'm gonna get the damage on them, but I can go for another charge move here, which will actually get me not the knockout, sadly. Like literally just a few HP left for the knockout. I'm still going to be able to go into my Shadow Sableye now against the Swampert. They're going to be able to swap out after this charge move, but I got some Shadow Claw damage on that. And this is very important, because the Shadow Claw damage now going to allow me to do more damage, or like in general, put them into the KO range here for one Focus Blast of my Registeel. And otherwise I wouldn't have been able to put them into that range, but now I will be able to farm on the Gardevoir, which just lock-ons. I will be able to go for the Focus Blast against the Shadow Swampert, and this will result in the knockout here, so good game there. Next opponent, we will see Sableye against Linoone. Okay, this is also a horrible one, because Linoone is something that, Sableye completely dies against. Very interesting spice pick, to be fair. Linoone is a very strong Pokemon in this meta, not gonna lie. Like, this is something that's kinda underestimated, as access to Thunder as well as Grass Knot, which will destroy both the water type boys, Pelipper, as well as the Swampert with their weaknesses. So yeah, it's kind of a good pick right now in this meta. They also would have Dig, which is sadly a horrific move, so like you don't really want to use that one, even though it would be good against Registeel. Here we see a Dusclops, and I make a really stupid mistake here. I'm gonna go ahead and go for one more Weather Ball, trying to get the shield from the opponent again here, which will work out pretty well. Now I try to farm down there, and they literally survive with a few HP. I thought there's no way that they go already for the Poltergeist, but yeah. Poltergeist version there from Dusclops going to completely knock me out. Here we see the Linoone coming in, and I can try to go for one Focus Blast, but as you're going to see here, the Thunder going to do a lot of damage first. I can go for the knockout now. We're at half health of our Pokemon here. We have basically one Pokemon knocked out from them, but we have basically need to get to a good matchup with my Registeel now, otherwise we're done. And this is a Sableye. We can go for the Zap Cannon here, which is going to do a ton of damage, but I have to try to catch the move here. They're most likely going to go for it immediately, I thought, but they weren't, and now they're going to go up to 2 moves actually, just to try to go for the, because I still have a shield, I guess I went up for 2. But even then, like, even if I caught the move there, I had no chance of winning this anymore, sadly. So good game there, very interesting one with triple ghost basically, because you have also Shadow Claw on the Linoone, which is kind of wild. Another horrible lead here. I don't know why I stayed in there for a little bit. Doesn't really make too much sense. I think of playing the lead out for a little bit, but then decided not to. I will be able to go for the Weather Ball now, and actually I think straight Weather Ball is the play against opponents' Pelippers if you have like some advantage, especially after they go for the Hurricane here, because this will allow me to realign my Pokemon, which is the most important thing here, as we have a Charmer against us in the lead. They can go for a Weather Ball, which does not knock us out, and we should have a great time here, hopefully even getting back a shield. Let's see what they have in the back. They're going to have a Deoxys in the back. This is pretty decent for us, because we can now at least realign here, but sadly we got some damage already on our Sableye there, which will be a little bit tricky for me now because Sableye usually at least cannot take a move here. Kinda have to shield this move up, I feel like, but I don't shield this move up, which was a mistake for sure. I should have just shielded. I don't know why I didn't do that. Honestly, like, this was completely my mistake there. If I shield this move up, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to win this game pretty easily now. But now my opponent has Deoxys still against me, I have my Registeel, and there's not a lot that I can do about this one here. I should try to maybe even go straight for my Zap Cannon because I would be able to maybe debuff them and they do less damage against me. I completely misplay this game here, to be fair, that's kind of wild. But I still get to another Focus Blast here, but they go to their move and it's going to be the Psycho Boost, which we can just barely survive. Focus Blast coming through and I think we're going to be able to actually still win this game here. But yeah, I could have played this way better. This was not my best game ever. Let's see here, next opponent, we're going to see a Mawile in the lead. This is an answer for our lead for sure. We don't really want to face this Pokemon here. But we can still go for one foul play and we're going to force the shield there. As you can see, we already put them at like around the half health mark there. And I'm actually going to shield up the move from them as well, as they're going to go ahead and go into a Swampert. This doesn't really make too much sense here. Swampert is not an answer for Pelipper, like not even close an answer for Pelipper. I just gotta go straight for two Weather Balls and knock them out, so goodbye Swampert, I don't know what they try to do here. And it goes even like crazier as we're going to have Wishcats coming in here, which also is not really a good answer for Pelipper. So if you are the opponent here watching this, I would definitely not use your team anymore because this is just way too weak to Pelipper. Like, even the Mawile is not the best Pokemon against Pelipper, you're just too spammy with a Pelipper. Here I'm just going to let this move go through because I can counter anyway with my backline there, but that was a wild one. Pelipper just completely destroyed the opponent. I don't know why you say swap a Swampert into that, like, just stay in with the Mawile, like this is your best bet, I guess. Next opponent, we will see here the Sableye against us in the lead. We can just go ahead and go for our own charge moves. Sadly though, they are winning the CMP tie here, which is something that I didn't really like to see. We will be able to go for another one, but again, they win CMP tie here, so I am forced to swap out eventually, as I am going to try to swap out on the charge move of the opponent. I try to undercharge you just in case I let this move go through and I need to get some extra fast move damage in, but yeah, at least I will be able to catch the move from the opponent as they're going to go ahead and go into their own Pelipper. I hopefully will be able to hit the Hurricane in time, and I of course won't be able to do that. Or is this actually just a Weather Ball? It is the Hurricane from the opponent. I think I had the same situation before where I was on the other opponent's side and I basically got half a turn extra than from my own turns. Like, I basically lost half a turn there because I had to swap into my own Pelipper in the exact same situation and lost the game because of that. And now my opponent doesn't have the half turn switch time there and they won because of that. It's kind of really frustrating because, yeah, now I have no chance of winning this game anymore because I knocked out my Pelipper. Like, a Focus Blast doesn't knock out a Vigoroth, by the way, as far as I know. So, like, even if I hit the Focus Blast now, which I tried to do, it wouldn't have knocked them out as far as I know. But, yeah, I would have been able to win this game, I think, under normal circumstances, because usually I think it should take half a second to swap into the Pelipper for them, because they were still in their own Pokemon, which is wild. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't matter really anymore. But, yeah. The game is still very inconsistent, sadly. Even at this point of time, it's pretty inconsistent. But what's not inconsistent is the charm damage of the opponent's Gardevoir here, as we're going to be able to hit them with some Zap Cannon damage, as this is going to get knocked, as they're going to get knocked out here, which is nice. Machamp coming back in here. I actually might, is it this team? I think it might be the team. Power Punch coming through, it's fine. I don't get to another charge move. I can go into my Sableye, and we will see here that the opponent going to go for a charge move as well. Going to be the Ice Punch, and they're going to go ahead and actually not swap out. Okay, I can go for one of them all. Maybe it's not the team. Weather Ball coming through, going to get shielded. I can shield up the move as well from the opponent. This is going to be an interesting one. Ice Punch coming through. No, it is the team. Okay, we see the Delcatty coming in. Actually, someone went ahead and built a Delcatty for this meta. We can go for the Hurricane, and we can completely destroy this Pokemon because it doesn't really have a lot of bulk, especially with those CP. Like, they didn't fully power it up yet, but they ran double charm. It didn't matter for our team. We will still be able to go ahead and knock them out with our Sableye and win this one. Good game there. Next opponent here, we're going to face off against a Swampert. In the lead, we're going to stay in there. this is going to be also a matchup that you I think lose in 2-shield scenario. So what you kind of want to do here is try to catch the move maybe with your Pelipper later on, but you can go into the 2-shield scenario as well, which is going to be definitely the way to go here. I will get them super low in terms of their health. As you can see here, just the Shadow Claw alone going to do a nice amount of damage, as we can go ahead, go for the foul play, going to get the final shield, and we can actually catch the move on our Pelipper, which is amazing. As now they're going to be very, very low. They're going to swap out into their own Registeel, which is good to get this out of here. I will be able to go for one charge move with my Pelipper, and I can go for a few more of them because Weather Ball is very spammy. Sadly, we still don't threaten them. I think if we had a Shadow version of Pelipper, if this ever comes around, you would actually be able to 3-shot the opponent's Registeel, which would be very interesting. But they're actually going to go ahead and go for the undercharge for whatever reason, or like in general, go for the foul play instead. I'm going to swap out into my own Sableye. I thought I would be able to farm them all the way down. Turns out I'm not, but they're going to go for another Focus Blast, which does knock me out. I will be able to go for one charge move against them here, which is going to get them into range where at least my Registeel can handle them, but it's still going to be a tough one to win. Let's take a look if we can still do something here. We will be able to go ahead and go into our own Registeel, trying to reach the foul play in time. They go for their foul play. Can I get to my foul play before they get to their second move? I can. This will knock them out for sure, but we already around half health there. We see the Swamp coming in, and we can farm them down with the Pelipper, and they farm me down, and I farm them down. Like, we're all farming each other down. Isn't that nice? Very nice there for us. Next opponent, let's see what they're going to have here. Sableye against Medicham. Amazing lead for us, of course, as they're going to swap out for sure into their own Sableye. And we have now a one-turn advantage, basically, allowing us to always win this matchup back. I should just, honestly... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Registeel. Maybe I should just stay in there. I would have been able to realign for sure, and I would have had my Pelipper there then for the Pokemon in the back, but yeah. I don't know, I should have most likely stayed in there. I actually don't think that this was the right decision here, but also it doesn't really matter on which Pokemon the Medicham comes, because we have two very good answers here. And instead of just going to waste the energy on my Registeel, I'm just going to let this all go through. I can go ahead and go into my Pelipper. They're going to go into the Gardevoir for whatever reason, allowing me to already knock this Pokemon out before it can really be a threat, as we will be able to farm it all the way down with our Pelipper. Now, let's see what's coming in next. Most likely the Medicham, I thought, but no, most likely the forfeit there. As we can go into our second to last game, we're going to face the Flygon and also Shadow Gardevoir. So luckily again for us, they swapped at the same time, I think, as we swapped, and we will be able to go ahead and go for one Weather Ball here and another one coming in, forcing the opponent to basically waste 2 shields, I think, here, but they don't do that, and they basically just give me 1 shield and switch advantage. Very nice from the opponent. Well, they didn't need to be that kind, but now they're going to go ahead and go into the Flygon. I'm just going to go into my Registeel because they're running the Dragon Tail as a fast move, allowing me to now also take the Dragon Claw pretty easily. I will be able to outspeed them usually, and they're going to go ahead and go into their Sableye, allowing me to go for one Zap Cannon, trying to debuff them as well, and I get the debuff, and I can just farm them all the way down, get 2 charge moves off against the Flygon later on, and this is going to be a very easy game here, as there's not a lot that my opponent can do here anymore. Foul plays coming through here, and this will be a good game here. 2 foul plays are stored, and this Shadow Sableye is going to town here right now. Good game to my opponent, and nothing more that they can do here. Final opponent, let's take a look. We're going to see a Registeel in lead. This is again a lead matchup that you, I think, win in a 2-shield scenario if you play it correctly. It can be a little bit tricky if the opponent gets the debuff pretty much right away and shields up all your moves or whatever, but like this, it's kind of fine because we already got the damage on them, and the fast move damage just going to add up. We don't even get the debuff there, and you see how much their health already drops. If you don't get the debuff twice in a row, I think you can just farm it down here in this scenario, but they're going to decide to just give me this lead matchup anyway, going into the Sableye on their own, as I will be able to get the shield here. And I'm also going to be able to force more shields, I think. I'm just going to go ahead and just shield up the next move as well. We see the Gardevoir coming in. Amazing that we swapped immediately here into our Registeel. This was a very fast swap on our side, as we will be able to go ahead and go for the Zap Cannon here. Going to do a ton of damage if that would land, but it doesn't land, and they can go for one Shadow Ball. It's going to make it a little bit interesting. I can only reach the Focus Blast here. I wouldn't have been able to reach the other move. This is still going to put them into range where I can farm them down with my Pelipper. And at this point of time, I don't think there's anything my opponent can do here. One Hurricane, and this is going to win us the game. So yeah, the Shadow Sableye, a very cool Pokemon to use in this meta. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it, and I'll see you in the next video.